having a long-term focus allows you to do things that may seem like science experiments at first, but then ultimately can become really big businesses.
Bonjour, Paul.
Bonjour, Nicolas.
Thank you so much for being part of this CEO series with me today. Our value in motion data demonstrates that there's a shift between efficiency to innovation and short-term to longer term. Any views on that, Paul?
You know what, it is something I think about a lot. And as technology is changing at an increasingly rapid rate, I think companies really need to think as to where are they going to drive efficiencies, which will ultimately likely lead to centralization and less innovation, and where do they want to decentralize and keep a very innovative entrepreneurial approach.
Going to get that citizen-led innovation.
That citizen-led innovation is core to how Sagard operates. In our business, we try and push decision-making as deep into the organization as possible. And by decentralizing as much as possible, we think that it keeps us on edge. When we build companies from scratch, if you think of Weldsimple, Coho, Nesto, all of these things were built with extreme inefficiency in the early years, because what we found is that to drive true innovation in the sector, you have to try things that often are not scalable at first. And then once you see them working, you then figure out how to scale them, and you then figure out how to drive efficiency. But having a long-term focus allows you to do things that may seem like science experiments at first, but then ultimately can become really big businesses.
So private equity usually takes a short-term view, 3 to 5 year horizon. Does Sagard take a long-term view on its private equity portfolio?
I think the industry today is much longer term minded, and ultimately when you're building an investment case for something, having 1 or 2 areas where you are going to transform the business and prepare it for the future is really important. Things like AI are really challenging for a lot of private equity firms today, because they require a meaningful investment up front with an uncertain payback. But it is certain that the companies that do not adopt leading edge technologies will get left behind in the long run.
According to our global CEO survey, 58% of CEOs globally are planning to make an acquisition in the next 3 years. Congratulations on the recent acquisition of Unigestion. Can you talk to us a little bit about this deal?
Absolutely. The alternative asset management industry is consolidating, and our goal is to be one of the consolidators. Unigestion specifically is a great complement to our private equity solutions business. What private equity solutions are is primary investments in funds, secondary investments where we buy stakes in funds, and co-investments where we invest alongside funds. We had acquired a business called Performance Equity Management 2 years ago, and so combined, these businesses form a global leader in the private equity solution space, which we expect to further scale via more acquisitions in the coming years.
All right, well, thank you for doing this.
It is my pleasure. I'm thrilled to be here.